Hello and welcome to another episode of Rotator Cuff Expert. I'm Dr. Daniel Orcutt, and today we're going to talk about the difference in the results after slap repair versus biceps tenodesis. We're going to talk specifically about a research paper that just came out at the end of 2021 from the Journal of Arthroscopy. Zhang and colleagues to this study. So kind of a little backstory about this. So when we have a problem with the biceps that's in the shoulder, so you have biceps down here, right? That biceps is attached to the lower arm. That's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about up here in your shoulder. So there's two biceps tendons. There's a long head of the biceps that goes actually into the shoulder joint, and that's what we're going to talk about. There's a short head of the biceps come over here and attach to a little bone called a coracoid, and that's not what we're going to talk about today. So the coracoid attached to the short head of the biceps is almost never torn. Almost never torn, not never, almost never torn. And when we're talking about shoulder arthroscopy and we're talking about rotator cuff, the tendon that's going to be damaged besides the rotator cuff is going to be the biceps tendon. So the long head of the biceps comes into the shoulder and comes up the groove in the front of your shoulder. There's a little, it's called a bicipital groove, strangely enough. It goes up the front of your humerus and then it goes into your shoulder joint in between two rotator cuff muscles, the subscapularis, which is here, the supraspinatus here, goes in there between, it's called the rotator cuff interval, and attaches to the top of the socket. So when we have a diseased biceps, either at the attachment or in the intra-articular, so inside the joint, or even down in the bicipital groove, then we have to do something with that biceps in addition to fixing the rotator cuff. And that something is, there's a couple different things if we're really talking about the problem inside the joint, because that's what we're kind of would be specifying today. So you can repair the damage to the biceps as it attaches to the labrum. The labrum is the stuff that goes around the socket, that deepens the socket. Slap tear means superior labral tear, anterior to posterior. The top of the labrum from front to back is a slap tear. And so this study looked at all slap tears in age ranges and tried to determine if you have a slap repair, are you more likely to have another surgery or revision of the slap tear? Or if you do a biceps tenodesis, which means you release the biceps and then you reattach it. And now reattaching depends on where you reattach it. There's several different places, and there's a biceps tenodesis video. If you're interested in how we do a biceps tenodesis and why we do different ways and different things, then please look at that video. The biceps tenodesis can be done arthroscopically, can be done open above the pec. The pec comes across here, above the pec, or it can be below the pec. The pectoralis major muscle attaches to the outside of, or the arm out here. And so when you do a biceps tenodesis, there's different places to reattach the biceps. You also can do a biceps tenotomy, which you just release the biceps and it slides down, usually gets stuck in this groove and then heals there. But that's not what this study is talking about. This is talking about if you have a slap tear, do you repair the slap tear or do you do a biceps tenodesis? And if you do a slap tear or biceps tenodesis, which is more likely to have a revision? So this was the study that they looked at biceps tenodesis and slap repairs and looked at them from 2010 to 2017. And what was the likelihood of having to have a revision or something else done to that shoulder because of the biceps? So there was a change in actually some philosophy, so to speak, the idea of what should be fixed and what shouldn't be fixed, how it should be fixed over that 2010 to 2017, which I see in my practice as well. There's a change from doing a slap repair, more common in 2010, and becoming less common as we get on in years, and less common also as we get up in years, which means from 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, the likelihood of you getting a slap repair decreases, especially if you're older. So if you're an 18-year-old, 20-year-old thrower in a slap tear, well, we're fixing that slap. There's no choice. That's the right answer, because when you throw, you need that biceps to actually help depress the humeral head. So functionally, in a young thrower, or especially if a collegiate thrower or a professional thrower, that's important to have that biceps there. So we're gonna fix those. So that's not really about, this study is not really about that. This study is really about what do we do in a 40, 50, 60-year-old. So as we get older, it shifts to doing more biceps tenodesis and less slap tear repairs. We see that in their data, I see it in my data, and there's a reason for that, because as we get older, if we do a slap repair, we have a much higher percentage, I don't know what the percentage is, much higher percentage of getting stiffness. Especially if we're doing a rotator cuff repair as well. So oftentimes, as you get older, the biceps is one of the pain generators, but not the only one. And that's different in throwers. Oftentimes the biceps and the slap is actually probably the primary cause. So for us, as we get older, the rotator cuff may be the primary cause, but we also have a biceps problem that we have to deal with as well. And so as we get older, we're going to be more likely to have a rotator cuff repair, as well as doing something with the biceps. And the something with the biceps, as you get older, it's probably going to be a biceps tenodesis. What we see is there's about a 6.8% revision rate on all comers if you have a slap repair. And there's about a 5.7% revision rate if you do a biceps tenodesis. So that's about a 1% decrease in revision, which doesn't really seem like that much, but it's pretty significant if you do 1,000 shoulders a year. That's 1% of them, so that's a big deal. The other thing we see is if we look at the 40 to 49, because sometimes it's a little bit controversial. They're not young, they're not old, they're somewhere in between, and depending on how old you are will determine whether you think they're young or old. If we do a slap repair on somewhere between a 40 and a 49-year-old, there's a 7.8% chance of revision, so it's a higher chance. We don't know this because we're not really doing it anymore, but I suspect if we do a slap repair in a 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80. If we were to do that, we would even have a higher incidence of revision where we have to go back and do something different if we did a slap repair. So the trend is decrease slap repairs in general, and specifically as we get older. And there's a trend to have to do more revisions if you do a slap repair in someone who you're kind of on the fence for. So talk to your doctor about this. If there's any questions, why might you do a slap repair? Why might you do a biceps tenotomy versus tenodesis? All these things are important to understand as you go through it. So this is a study, 2021, Journal of Arthroscopy, a really prestigious, reliable journal that says, biceps tenodesis is probably going to be more and more the way to go as we get older. As time goes by, especially in the older population. Hope this helps. Please like this video. Please comment on this video. Please subscribe to the channel. We need your help to reach more people. I appreciate it, and have a great day.